The other new big thing is the ARRICORE codec. There's two reasons why there's a new codec, I guess. It's better processor. So this much faster processor that the Xtreme has, you can more effectively compress footage. And yes, it is a compressed format. However, it retains most of the advantages, if not all of the advantages, of ARRI RAW. We know that Red has a patent for compressed RAW. Basically, what the Alexa 35 does internally, it has an 18-bit linear image data that comes from the new ALEF4 processor, as we know, and it's stored in RGB file in a logarithmic encoding, and they call this sensor log, of course. The main reason why they, I think, developed this codec is just to be able to compress those high frame rates with up to 330 frames per second in regular mode or 660 frames per second in the overdrive mode. Let's look at the data rates here. As you can see, it's around half of the data rate of ARRI RAW. And that means, I think a typical 2 terabyte codecs drive gives you around an hour. And now this will double. So we will have 2 hours of recording time on a 2 terabyte drive. And that's, of course, significant. So it's around 50% reduced in terms of data. Now, the core thing to highlight in this white paper is that ARRI clearly states that ARRICORE is not a RAW format, but it retains the essential post-production flexibility of ARRI RAW, which means that the image SDK decodes the RGB sensor log image for a reveal color science workflow to enable changes in exposure, white balance, and color tint non-destructively after capture. So there you have it. The debayering is happening in camera, which is why they are allowed and capable of doing that. And that is down to fast processors. So I think, we know that this red patent will, I think it runs out 2030 or even beyond that. And there's a possibility for them to extend it and whatnot. I mean, we don't know how Nikon is handling that in general, if, they will be as strict with that as Red has been, but I'm guessing they will also protect their intellectual property in that regard and their patent. But it looks like it won't matter very soon because processors are now fast enough to do debayering in camera. So we'll see more and more cameras doing the same thing. And then, there's really no reason to be in confrontation with that Red patent because you will be able to do this in camera. So very interesting.